What if I told you you could take one supplement, here it is here, one little supplement, and it would give you energy to get through an 18-hour day every single day. And it helps you to burn more calories all day, every day, and it increases your metabolism naturally. This will give you enough energy to get through your entire day without an afternoon coffee. You will get through the gym, the workday, the kids, the housework, everything you need to be able to do. It will help you to stay younger. It is something that we make naturally in our body, but not in very large amounts. And it's one of the biggest contributors to aging because as we age, it naturally declines. I'm going to tell you my experience with this. So, only supplement to ever change my life, right? So when I was given mine, I was told to take it only in the morning because it is very stimulating. I did not listen. I did not believe them. And I took it at 2 p.m. Well, that night I was staring at the ceiling, wide awake. My brain was so clear and functioning so well that I couldn't sleep. So that night I got barely any sleep. And then the next morning I got up and I took 2 of them purely to get me through the day because I didn't have enough sleep the night before. I have been taking this supplement ever since, and it has changed my life. I can now I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, very early, I know, ridiculous o'clock, but I can get from 4 a.m. all the way until 9:30 at night, which is what time I normally go to bed, with a cup of coffee or 2 in the morning. So I take this with my black coffee in the morning, and that's it. I don't need an afternoon coffee. I can get through everything I need to do in the day. I am so much more productive than I used to be. It is actually astounding. And it is the only supplement that has really changed my life, like noticeable change from day one. We are talking about NAD+. I am going to tell you all about how it works, how much you need, what type you need, because it's very important that you get the right form. Otherwise, it does not work and you're literally flushing money down the toilet. We're going to talk about what foods you can get it from, and we're going to cover side effects and safety. So please watch that part because every single supplement does require safety checks. And I'm going to share all of the other wonderful benefits. It's not just about energy and weight loss. There's so much more that you can get from this supplement. I'm going to quickly tell you about my GLP-1 success checklist. It is a weight loss guide. It will work for anyone. If you're on a GLP-1 or not, it will still be useful for you. It is completely free to download. I put the QR code here and I'll put the link in the description and the pinned comment if you want to go and grab it. And I also have a paid ebook bundle if you want more comprehensive information about nutrition. There's a meal plan in there, which is completely balanced with micronutrients and macronutrients specifically for weight loss. So you can check that out as well if you are interested. I have been taking this for the past 9 months. And it is the only supplement I have ever had that changed my life from day one. And so, of course, I've been taking it ever since. We are talking about NAD plus or NMN. Try and say that 20 times fast because it's hard. All right. So how does our body use NAD plus? It actually, putting it very simply, NAD plus turns our food into energy. If you've seen any of my other videos, you would have heard me talk about our little powerhouse, the mitochondria, which is in every single cell in our body. So our mitochondria makes energy, and inside the mitochondria is NAD+. And NAD+ is the reason we can turn food into energy so that we can move around and do whatever we need to do every day. So you can see just from that NAD is essential if you want to have good energy levels and if you want your food to be used up as energy rather than being stored as fat, right? Does this mean that you can go and eat 12 donuts and expect NAD to do all the work and use up all that energy? Probably not. I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I would guess not. If you have a more efficient metabolism, of course, if you're following a good protocol for weight loss or fat loss, then obviously, if your cells are more efficient at burning up energy, then it's going to help you to lose weight, right? So what is NAD plus exactly? It actually comes from vitamin B3. So if you imagine vitamin B3 and lots of chemical reactions in between, you end up with NAD+, which is in our mitochondria. So the plus stands for the electrical charge on the chemical compound itself. It's just like a chemical way of naming it. NAD stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Not important, but interesting nonetheless. It is a coenzyme found in every single cell in the body. It is essential to life, and the production in our body decreases with age. And it's probably like if you look at a 5-year-old and they've got all this energy, they don't stop. And then we look at a 70-something-year-old or even someone my age, 50, you can see the big difference in energy levels. It's probably got something to do with the amount of NAD those young, beautiful little cells are able to pump out in the 5-year-old body. It's also involved in DNA repair and hundreds of other enzymatic reactions. So the precursor to NAD is NMN, and that stands for nicotinamide, which is like the B3 component, mononucleotide. So your body converts NMN into NAD. So taking NMN is a way to boost your NAD levels indirectly. So how does it work exactly? So NAD plus plays several critical roles. Like we said, energy production. So it's used to make ATP, which is our cellular energy, and that happens inside the mitochondria in every single cell that we have. It is imperative for DNA repair. It activates the enzymes called PARPs that fix damaged DNA. I would say that's pretty high up there on the list of importance. It activates longevity genes called sirtuins that regulate aging, inflammation, and metabolism, and they require NAD to function properly. It also helps keep your body clock working properly, so circadian rhythm regulation. In other words, it may indirectly help you to sleep better if you're having sleeping issues. I've never had that, so I can't speak about that personally. Maybe though, if you have and you've had NAD, put it in the comments if you have any experience with that. And lastly, brain health. So this is a big one. It supports neuronal function and protects against neurodegeneration. The problem is NAD levels, and this is one of the reasons why aging has become such a big topic lately. NAD levels naturally decline with age. By the time you're my age, so I'm 50 now, my cells, generally speaking, are only producing about 50% of the NAD that I would have 30 years ago. And it continues to drop. The decline in NAD is actually linked to fatigue, cognitive decline, slower metabolism, and of course, accelerated aging. All right, so how much do we actually store in our body? How much of this stuff do we need? NAD is not stored in large reserves at all. We only have a small amount. It's consistently being synthesized and then consumed to make energy. The total amount in the body is relatively small, and it turns over very rapidly. Some estimates suggest that the entire pool turns over multiple times a day. This is why continuous production matters and why declining synthesis with age has such a significant impact. Where can you get this magical stuff? And trust me, it is magical. So I've done some research. I have partnered with a company by the name of MicroIngredients. I checked out the company. I've looked at everything on their website. I have been in communication with them to ask extra questions about their production processes and standardization and all the rest. They have given me a 15% discount code if you want to check out their products. I'll put the link in the description and also a QR code here if you want to have a quick look. Now, here's the thing, right? You need to get a liposomal NAD. Otherwise, you're probably not going to get the results that I've experienced. So if you have decreased your food intake because either you're on a GLP-1 or you're just trying to lose a little bit of fat, NAD will help, because if we're reducing our food intake, obviously we're not taking in as much NAD as what we normally would have, right? And this can help to boost up your metabolism and help you burn more energy during the day. Like, that's free calorie burning, really. That's what that is. But it's probably one of the reasons that we feel a little bit tired when we go on a diet or we cut down on our food intake. So this is one of the supplements that can help with that immediately. All right, let's get back to the best forms to take. The most common forms are capsules and powders. You need a liposomal so that you actually absorb it into your cells. Because if you don't get a liposomal, all that's going to happen is your stomach acid is going to degrade it. So the NAD or the NMN will never actually reach your cells. So you're literally throwing your money away. So if you're taking NAD, you're probably going to be taking nicotinamide riboside, which is the active ingredient in order to build NAD. Nicotinamide riboside is actually the preferred form to take orally, but still you need a liposomal in order to absorb it. Okay, so when should you take it and how much do you need? And then we're going to move on to foods as well. After this, I'm going to tell you which foods you can get it from as well. So only take this in the morning. So don't be like me, actually take it first thing in the morning. But I think having so much more energy during the day and doing more because you've got more energy actually helps you to sleep at night, you know? Okay, so how much do you need? You need minimum 250 milligrams a day. For active supplementation, it's recommended to take about 500 milligrams a day. Some people take as much as a gram a day. I personally, my 2 capsules that I take are 600 milligrams altogether. And I feel that's enough for me. I don't take it every single day. I'm not religious about it. You might want to start low because it is very stimulating. So start low and see how you feel. Like just try maybe 200 milligrams or 250 or whatever, and then work your way up if you want to. So there's a well-known researcher by the name of David Sinclair who is taking 1 gram a day, and he says that he is getting great benefits from that. Most practitioners, though, would suggest 250 to 500 milligrams per day, and you need to assess your own tolerance, see how you feel. You can actually cycle it, so you can cycle like 4 days on, a couple of days off, 5 days on, a couple of days off, that sort of thing. You can also combine this with resveratrol, which is a sirtuin activator. So it's very good for our genetics. So can you get it from food? Do you actually need the supplement? All right. Now this is so interesting. Edamame, which I don't think I've ever eaten in my entire life, is the richest source of NMN, which remember is the precursor to NAD. And from 100 grams of edamame, you're going to get 1.88 milligrams. So not much at all. When you consider my dose right now is 600 milligrams a day, 100 grams of broccoli will give you 1 milligram. 100 grams of avocado will give you 1 milligram. NAD plus precursor foods, because they are high in vitamin B3, because remember you start with B3 and then multiple chemical reactions and your body makes NAD. So foods that have vitamin B3, such as chicken, turkey, beef, fish, mushrooms, peanuts, and some whole grains. But the reality is that from foods, you're not getting much that will be transformed into NAD and nowhere near enough to support aging cells as well. And here's something interesting. You would actually need to eat 1 kilogram of broccoli to match a supplemental dose. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so let's move on to safety and precautions. Really, really important. NAD or NMN is generally considered safe now that there's been plenty of trials. But here's what you need to know. Side effects, which are usually very mild. You may get nausea or digestive discomfort if you're taking very high doses. So this is one of the reasons where you need to start small and move up if you want to. Headaches, flushing, as in like skin flushing. That's more common with NMN, which I haven't taken. I've only ever taken NAD. I'm taking nicotine amide riboside, or NR. But apparently with NMN, you can get some flushing, which is something that you also get when you're taking high doses of niacin, which is a form of vitamin B3. Some people get headaches and mild fatigue when first starting. I find that very hard to believe, but okay. And then precautions. Obviously, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, absolutely talk to your doctor. And I would even suggest just wait until you've finished pregnancy and breastfeeding. It's not worth it. Cancer, obviously, talk to your doctor. Any other medications, you always, always, always need to check with your pharmacist or doctor to make sure that there's not going to be any interactions, because supplements can do harm if there are interactions. And also autoimmune conditions as well. You need to be careful with that. So consult your physician before taking anything. But the bottom line is, this is an amazing supplement. I am so happy that I decided to try it, and I probably won't stop taking it for a very, very long time. So I am going to next do a video on another supplement, and that supplement works really well with NAD. It will help you to burn more fat, build muscle strength, and it will also give you energy because it works so closely with NAD. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in this video next, because I think you'll find that really interesting as well.
Smarternuthub Nutrition.